Yeah.
One
On the count
on
of three,
three.
everybody slurp.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right.
God damn. All right. Wait, what fucking episode is this?
4. Season 2, episode 4.
Okay.
2, episode 4. Yeah.
All right. Welcome everyone to season 2, episode 4 of Why the Hell Are We Watching This? This week we have our lovely hosts, me, Judo, and Null Toxicity.
And Alex.
Oh shit. And Judo.
Once again, back around. And this week we have watched Denpateki no Kanojo, or Electromagnetic Girlfriend, or The Radio Wave-like Girlfriend, which is very shortly this kind of urban crime drama that came out in 2009, and I describe it as a show about Bleach Boy Chad Bod and Night Girl Bang Bangs going around and resolving sharp schoolgirl crimes for good fun. And that's exactly what they do. They have lots of fun solving sharp knife problems, and some blood is involved. So how do we all feel about this? Right off the
I
top.
have it in my notes. Like I write all my notes in all caps because it's just kind of like stream of consciousness.
Uh-huh.
But my notes begin with, "Hello, this anime is about death and murder."
You're not wrong.
Did you guys even like it?
I
think so. I think I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
It was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect it to be good going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
But-
isn't a full anime. It's 2 OVAs that are both around 42 minutes each.
So basically just a
And-
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like a full experience. So each episode is its own story. Like episode 1
Yeah.
has its creepy rapist dude, murderer dude, and episode 2 has also a creepy prankster that they
Yeah. Just
that stirs up a lot of shit. But yeah, so these are 2 like self-contained stories, but they're bundled within this OVA package.
Yeah, surprisingly, I surprisingly liked it, even though it was so anime. Like, it had so many cliches.
It
Yeah.
was very dense, I can say. Like they didn't feel like 45-minute episodes, or at least it felt like they were packing a lot into single OVAs,
Yeah.
which works to its favor in some regard and also works against it in some regard.
That's actually true. I kind of felt like one OVA episode was just like a regular anime episode, but kind of like it wrapped up nicely at the end without seeming too rushed. Either way.
Yeah.
There were like I feel like the show had like a lot of just contrivances that they like expect the audience to just wave away because it is like an OVA, because they don't have the time to like establish things.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of things that seem very forced. Like
I mean, there is no character development at all.
yeah, you don't get to know. I mean, let's just kind of talk about like what are the ideas of the show. Like you have the main character Jujuzawa.
Great name. Yeah.
And he's this buff guy. He's approached by a girl.
He's a loner, he's a beat.
Ame.
Like Kirito.
Yeah, he's a delinquent. And he's approached by this cute little girl, Ame, who says like, "Oh, I was your knight and you were a king in the past life," or something. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It's not even like built upon. It's just an excuse to get the 2 characters together.
Yeah, they don't even care about this. Like, they just brush it
Yeah.
off.
So we get our excuse to get the characters together, and
It's kind of yeah.
there's some like mysteries that happen that are graphic in nature that the main character feels obligated to solve because he's a good guy. What can I say?
I feel like within this kind of self-contained OVA format, when you introduce characters, you have to find a way to do it quickly, because like introducing the characters is just like set up for the actual plot of the episode itself. So like when they also introduced like the creepy rapist dude, they have to resolve that within the episode. So they have to like, I think you have to figure out what to compact and what to focus on. Like when they introduce the characters, oh yeah, you're a king in your past life and I'm a cute girl, blah blah blah. I mean, I think that works for just getting them to meet together.
Maybe it makes more sense in the like context of Japan with the whole like Chunibyo syndrome thing or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But also they really lay it on thick, talking about how like she can sense it when he's in danger.
Then again, we don't know the source material, so they might build on that later.
Well, the source material's like a 3-volume like light novel, and I'm pretty sure that it has not been expanded upon ever.
Yeah, that seems unlikely. But like, I wanted to bring up that like this specific brand of like urban horror is something that like we see not so often nowadays. It's like the kind of horror where it's like it's in this urban environment and there are all these cute schoolgirls and eventually they end up getting murdered somehow, and then like the camera will pan over their mangled body, and then like you introduce this urban edge, and like there's always a villain with like a slasher smile coming around and heightening the terror of the urban cityscape, and look at all these girls getting murdered. It's like this is kind of like that. And also I don't know, maybe something like Elfen Lied would be similar to that, which is the same director, just so happens.
The director is what the hell is his name? Mamoru Kanbei.
Yeah.
He
also
did
like
Elfen Lied and Baccano.
Yeah. Or like that edge would be similar in like Higurashi, or like Chaos Head, that kind of urban horror.
2009.
The guy who does this is definitely not a stranger to like mystery thriller shows.
Right.
And it's apparent that like he knows what he's doing, because a show with like very sparse source material, he was able to make it at least like at least have some kind of like semblance of organization within 245 minutes OVAs, which is kind of impressive.
Contained and watchable, yeah. I agree.
Yes, surprisingly barely any scenes where they like just stand around and talk, or like sit in a fucking bootleg McDonald's and then talk.
I want to talk about that later. Actually, hold on. Let me bring something up that I wanted to mention, because you mentioned Higurashi. I actually was drawing like heavy parallels to not Higurashi, but the anime Another.
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
Where it kind of felt the same, where the anime was trying really, really hard to be Higurashi, and hilariously failing.
I mean, wasn't
I guess so.
Supposed to be funny? I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be so over the top that it's...
I mean, that's something that I can't answer because I didn't make Another.
I'm pretty sure I read an interview or something about this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I laughed out loud at every death, so I'll say yes to that.
Yeah. I mean, Higurashi was also, like, I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but it was very goofy and silly.
Yeah. I think that just attributes itself to like this kind of this style of horror. You know, you get really over the top, and sometimes like you're really into it, and you can feel the edge. You can feel like the back of the knife on your neck, or sometimes just really goofy, and you can't take it seriously.
Yeah. They never actually show like. Well, they don't really show like, for as graphic as this show is. It's mostly just like post-mortem shots.
Yeah.
There's not actually like, they don't actually show a lot of murder.
The main character did get stabbed at one point, which was kind of funny how he was like fucking almost murdered like 3 times and woke up every single time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for the violence in these kind of shows, it can't just be all violence. The violence has to be used to bring along excitement along with it. So you have to have these short like bursts of violence that excite the entire scene, and then you kind of manage the flow of the show based on that.
Here's my thing. The show wasn't like awful. It was like pretty good, but nothing like I would want to come back to be honest. The main 2 things I have are like just nitpicks. So, like for once, it was in like the first episode where like the crazy classmaker like wanted to fucking break his legs or something and arms,
Yeah.
And like I'm pretty
The
sure
baseball
that they
bat.
showed like some fucking X-ray skeleton legs getting broken or something. And like
I don't think. No, they didn't.
I don't know, maybe. I mean,
You might be
he
thinking
was
of
like
Mortal
lying on the
Kombat
floor.
9.
He couldn't do anything, and she was just fucking bashing his fucking skull or whatever. And like a scene later, he stands up, like it was nothing, holding his fucking arms
Yeah.
up. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, that scene was like a little bit weird because
Yeah.
they show him in the hospital later with like a cast over his leg and shit. So
Yeah, but he was just standing up. He was fine, seemingly. The other thing
yeah.
is,
dude, it's just adrenaline, dude. It's no problem. He was just
Right.
hype.
yeah,
It's a
man.
shock. That's right.
The other thing was like the fucking shaft thing, the fucking crazy. Where there's a huge face in the background and like a full body shot.
Yeah,
I loved
wa-
it.
I wanted to
really
bring that
liked
up.
it.
At first I thought, oh, that's cool, and then they like started using it so much. At one point I was thinking like, why?
It wasn't. It wasn't
It
just
was like a
that.
normal scene where they were just talking about nothing, and they still did it
It-
like was some important shit going on.
It wasn't just that. It was like there were a couple scenes where like the character's really small or like a little bit smaller, and they're like talking as if they're like a visual novel character on
yeah.
top of the scene, which I don't hate that because it really cuts down on a lot of just standing around and talking, which is what it would have been if it wasn't that. So I can't
Yeah.
hold that against the show.
I mean, I guess so.
It's a
in that-
creative way to deal with a problem that a lot of anime have, so I'm on board with it.
I mean, my thing against that, this whole shot composition thing is that, like, I feel like it attributed to one of my overall complaints to the show, where, like I said earlier, since this is a contained story within 45 minutes, you need to get a lot across, like, an entire plot and a resolution within those 45 minutes. So naturally, since it's like this small project in itself, you have to present everything with a lot of like flair, a lot of like a lot of dynamite for your punches. You know, you have to. You
A lot
have
of
to
tracking shots.
You need a lot of tracking shots, and you need a lot of like a lot of things to keep your reader engaged as the plot progresses to create like an enjoyable experience. So like I feel like this show tries to be artsy in a lot of ways to generate that kind of excitement, and I think it does it poorly. And I think it does it poorly enough, like just not horribly, but just slightly below average enough that like it starts to wear on you and really grind on you. And like by the fifth time they use that headshot thing, and then you really and then you really look at the headshot, and it's just literally like they like zoomed in on the dude's face and put it in the background, and then they put the dude in the front, and it felt like they were just trying to like squeeze emotion out of you where there was none. And I just like it took me out of that scene every
Yeah.
time it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get it. I do agree that it will pull you out of the show, but
Yeah.
I do appreciate like what they were trying to do.
Yeah, they tried.
do-
I appreciate that they tried.
This show is like something I would recommend to someone who like wants to get into anime, but is also kind of edgy. It's kind of boring to watch because we've seen all this shit before. Like while
I don't
watching
think-
it, I was like, I could have made like a fucking anime cliche list and then check everything off.
I don't think I would recommend this to anyone who is trying to get into anime at all.
I'd lean towards like Death Note for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like maybe more intermediate. If such a dumb structure even existed, like this might
Yeah.
be more like an intermediate type anime.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't recommend anyone watch it. Like, I don't think I don't think it has enough like merits to stand on its own as like a wholesale recommendation to someone.
In fact, it has
Yeah.
nothing new.
It's like one of those things where it's like if you have watched all of the mystery thriller anime and you just need more mystery thriller, you know, this I guess you can watch this,
Different
but
character designs in
Yeah.
the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend it maybe if you just want to throw something on and have something vaguely engaging in the background while you wank up to something more interesting.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
it
I'll
is
recommend
short.
it
Yeah,
as that.
that's one of the good things
It
about
is
it, is that
short,
you're
but
not
like,
really investing a lot of time into it.
yeah, that's true. I think one of the major reasons that I wouldn't recommend it as like a title in itself was because that I don't think there's anything defining to recommend about it. Really, there's the scenes where everything's really intense and edgy weren't that impressive, and they've been done before. And I feel like overall, even though they did a pretty good job, I'd say just introducing all these elements and then getting all the characters and story elements to one direction and resolving it, even though that was fine, I don't think any specific part of that was engaging enough to be like, hey, you should watch this over something else that's more interesting.
I think the most charming part about this show is the interactions between characters,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it really feels like all of this matters to every character, and like every character they introduce, with the exception of like those
Bar
weird people
guys.
in the diner.
The maids.
Yeah,
Oh,
besides
yeah.
them, like it really felt like, uh, it really felt like everything mattered to everyone, and every interaction was very important to every character, and the fact that the character designs are like really well done kind of lends itself to that. So if that's something you want in like a short small package, then you will get what you want out of this anime. But if you want some like fast paced, like what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like everything's neatly wrapped. I don't know.
I
Like
mean,
compact.
Not compact, but like everything fits. You know, there's no loose end. Oh, that's the word. With no,
No
like
loose
if you
ends.
want something with no loose ends, you're not gonna get it here.
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess
it's
so.
not like the plot holes or anything, but it's like just not that great.
Like this anime has a very like glaring problem where it has these cool characters and cool interactions, but like the structure of the show is made in such a way that like if a character is like problematic or slows down the plot at all, they just die, and that's their solution. Like
Yeah,
And also,
it's just so like the storytelling technique is just so opaque that it will pull you out of it.
yeah, I wanted to bring up the point that I feel like if you got a different format, maybe you gave them a movie or something, and you put, I think, I'm going to say more competent director. Not that this guy isn't a competent director, but if you put this in the hands of a team that can more successfully drive energy and like a story and just do everything overall on a higher level, and you take the exact same characters and maybe setting and premise, and you put them in a different situation, I feel like it could be a really interesting package. Like Broccoli Woman. I hate men in broccoli. I love her. I want to see more of her. I want to see them go to the Broccoli Island or something. You know, if you take all these characters,
You're painting this anime to be so weird.
yeah, I guess so. But it's like
I
all
just
the
want to give some context. There's a woman that he meets who says that she hates him because she hates men in broccoli, not because she hates anything about him.
that's her only line. That's like her
yes.
only line. I'd love to see more of her. I feel like if you take all these characters again, put them somewhere else, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Probably.
See, you say movie, but I personally say 24 episode anime.
24 or 12, yeah, could work out.
I think 12 might be. I don't know. I feel like. Yeah, I mean, either way. I just think that if this just wasn't an OVA, and if it, like. I don't know. I feel like just the source material is so sparse. There's just nothing there.
Yeah, I
I'd
guess
say I'd say leave it as it is, but change the source on Mel to manga and not light novel. Maybe.
I don't know. Like, the question is, like, if this kind of took off as an OVA, do you think the guys who what's the word? The people who make your anime on TV,
The producers.
yeah, the producers or editors or whatever. If like this show had like a modicum of success within like its time frame that it was released, it might have spurred the writer to write more. So it's hard to say
Yeah.
whether or not that's actually the problem.
Yeah. because I guess the writer wrote some pretty likable characters. So if they found some way to, maybe if they continued it and pushed those characters and put them in an interesting situation, I could definitely see more people seeing this and enjoying it.
Yeah. Man, there was this scene in the anime where a character who is problematic dies. Like she's slowing down the plot, and it's the character who is like, she's telling the main character that he shouldn't be a delinquent or some shit. She has the glasses. I don't remember her name. You know who I'm talking about?
Incho, yeah.
Yeah. So she is being a problem. She's the guy in the first OVA, or she's the chick in the first OVA with the glasses.
The class president person.
Oh, yeah.
You do your homework.
Yes, that guy. So she's being a problem to the pacing, so they kill her off. But they have the audacity to afterwards give us like a 5-second flashback. It's like about she wanted to be a translator or something, and she's like crying because he doesn't do his homework or something. It feels so fake and manufactured.
I actually have something to say about that, because I don't think that they killed her to speed up the show. I think what they did was that in order to like heighten the stakes quickly, they had to introduce a character in like the beginning, because she was introduced in the beginning, and then once you kill her, that artificially levels up the stakes of the game, and it makes it more serious for the characters. But my point is that like doing that is a pretty cheap way of making things intense. Like just introducing someone whose sole purpose is to die in order to create this false sense of danger is just not something that is very engaging, mostly when it's done. That's something they did here. And then, once you flash back to them going, she wanted to be a translator. At some point, it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I think this show might have been better as like a TV series, because maybe if we had more time to acclimate the audience to this character, maybe she could feel more fleshed out and less like a storytelling tool. Yeah.
I just think it's a cheap way to set up all this, set up the plot, just in general.
Yeah, and it's not even like just her either. That I think it's like, any loose ends they have, they just kill them all. Like at the very end of the second episode, they have the other girl who is like, she led that guy to commit suicide or whatever in her childhood.
Yeah,
like
in middle school.
It's like they got to the end of the episode, they have everything wrapped up, and they're like, oh wait, this character is like still here. What kind of resolution can we give her? And they just kill her. Like,
hit her with the truck.
Wait.
Or pretty much.
Every single character except the main one is a girl, and except the bad guys in the first episode.
Do they die?
I mean it's kind of weird that like 95% of all the characters on screen are girls.
Yeah, well, the whole anime is like, it's called Electromagnetic Girlfriend because it's supposed to be about like crazy girls. Like that's the whole idea.
I mean, what about where's the girlfriend part? I've seen girls, but Also, the synopsis on Mal makes it seem like the show is about aliens, but it isn't.
I would go as far as to say that... Well, no, that's the serial killer in the beginning thinks that, like, the people he's killing are, like, aliens.
It's not about aliens. It's about crazy people, but, like...
It definitely, like, even the title itself makes me think it's some weird, like, dystopian, like, sci-fi thriller type thing.
Yeah.
So like, I totally get that, and this anime is not that, by the way, at all.
Right. It's not at all. It's sometimes they try to infuse elements of murder mystery with like there's a hint of the supernatural, like all of a sudden, like in Chaos Head or something, they introduce all these murders,
that
but
he's in danger.
Yeah, some shit like that. It's like in Chaos Head, for example, this nerd dude like gets text messages of like murder victims before they're about to be killed, and I think after they're killed for no reason, and like they try to like raise this air of, oh, this is supernatural, everyone I'm killing is an alien and I'm a secret government operative, and I don't know.
I'd like to mention that Chaos Head also did not do this very well.
Yeah, Chaos Head
was not a good anime.
The visual novel's good though.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I wanted to bring back the point earlier, like killing people just to heighten stuff. It's not for just one person either. Whenever they try to say like, there's this giant mass murder. Look at all these innocent people who died. Look at everyone who died. I got raped by 1,000 dicks, and I'm gonna rape your girlfriend with those same 1,000 dicks while you
Yes.
watch. Yeah, I don't.
Man, I
not
didn't
a
even
fan.
think. I didn't think of Mirai Nikki at all during this anime, which you're referencing a Demolition video about Mirai Nikki.
I thought of that line as I was saying.
I would,
But yeah.
I would rather watch this again than Miraniki again.
Because this is shorter. Is that why?
It's better.
I-
That's why.
I mean, this isn't a podcast about Mirai Nikki, but like,
Who
I
gives a shit?
enjoyed Mirai Nikki. I just want to, like, I don't think it was like spectacular or amazing, but like, God, I am a sucker for like characters with eye patches.
Is that it?
So the purple haired girl, I can't. Her name's
Forget
slipping
her
my
name.
mind right now, but like she, I didn't even care. I didn't care about like Yukiteru or like whatever Gasai Yuno. Like it was all about Minene Uryu. That was her name, dude. She like drove my interest for that show, and
Was it just the eye patch?
Oh no! Well, because in the beginning she didn't even have it. She was wearing a weird
that's true.
dress, and then
Yeah.
her character evolved into something I liked like halfway through the anime.
I've watched all of it, even though I hated every single bit.
I enjoyed it too.
It was very like.
Wasn't very good.
It
though.
wasn't very good, but I understand why it's popular, and it had like an interesting concept. So, you know.
And yeah, the concept being it's battle royale, but with, you know.
Cell phones, yes.
Yeah, but with cell phones, but with flip phones.
I get it. But you can't fault it for being that, because there are tons and tons of anime that are just battle royale plus gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can.
No, no, I
Which
forbid
is
it.
what I
Cannot.
do.
Yeah. I
You're
kind of want to ask
encroaching
you
on my
guys-
freedom here.
I kind of want to ask you guys, just in general, what do you feel about this kind of schoolgirl slasher, psycho, blood in the alleyways, raining harsh angles, and like dark lights in the city, murder kind of horror gig? Like this kind of show, or like Chaos Head kind of show, or
I
fucking
love-
Higurashi kind of show? Are you into that?
I love mystery.
Yeah.
Like mystery in general is really, it's a really gripping genre.
Yeah.
Because the whole time you're watching the show, you're supposed to be trying to figure it out. Like, I feel like watching or reading mystery genre is like a very, it's going to sound conceited, but like it's a very like intellectual pursuit. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
And it's like a well-crafted mystery will have you on the edge of your seat until the page before the last page where you figure
Yeah.
everything out, and then you see the resolution.
Yeah.
Um,
Because what a good mystery does isn't just string you along for the ride and then like promise something's going to be interesting. What a good mystery does is that every way leading up to like all the steps leading up to the conclusion are interesting inherently, and each step like hypes up the inevitable conclusion. But as you're doing that, introduces elements that make it more interesting and brings it to the next step, which is more interesting. That's ideal. So
Yeah.
I think it's interesting
Now-
thing you can work with.
Now,
What was the question again?
how do you feel about mystery?
Oh, I will watch them if I like the character designs. That's it.
Yeah, I want to bring this up because I think this show leans more towards thriller than it does mystery.
Yeah.
It's more so like a main thriller genre with a splash of mystery, because it's very
Predictable.
apparent what's going to happen. Yes. I know that's easy to say in hindsight for a lot of things, but for this show specifically, like, because of how it's structured, when they introduce a character, you know kind of what's going to happen with that character.
Yeah, it's just like, how do you guys feel about the whole aesthetic kind of style of the show? Not like
Oh,
visually, but
aesthetically.
well, not just visually. I'm saying like the atmosphere it tries to push, like when you folks hones in on this insane girl, and the insane girl like her pupils shrink really dark, and then like there's shade underneath her eyes, then like her mouth smiles super wide, and there's like orchestra music and everything's dark, and like I don't know, just that kind of aesthetic. I'm not sure if like I think you need to be willing to buy into that in order to enjoy this kind of show. Like when it pushes that kind of action. in that
Yeah,
scene.
it depends
Yeah.
on the mood. If sometimes you feel like watching something like this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it because it kind of shows how fragile the human psyche really is.
Yeah.
And I love having like a visual representation of that because all it takes is just one push for a person to snap, right? And
Yeah, that's true.
And this aesthetic is like like this and like Higurashi and even like another like those shitty ones like even if it doesn't do it well, it still is a very good representation of how like messed up our world truly can be. Because especially if it's not supernatural, like you really you just get to see like raw human emotion, and sometimes that's a real dangerous thing.
Oh, yeah, and also, if it's poorly made, it's a win-win because it's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely true.
Yeah, I get it. Did you have any thoughts on that, like specific, like aesthetic or like? I don't know if I want to call it an aesthetic, but
Yeah,
it's
aesthetic's
like,
not the right
it's like
word,
an
probably.
idea.
Right. I think that, or are you asking me?
I was asking like
asking
how
me.
you feel about it. I was reversing
Okay,
the
yeah.
question on you.
Yeah. So, I think in general, it's something that it's interesting enough in the moment, like how they present it. I, for the most part, am pretty into the kind of energy that it builds up. And yeah, it's also cool seeing people just snap and go crazy and their pupils shrink and then doing something ridiculous. And yeah, like, I think that in doing that, it provides an element of like stripping away your inherent safety. Like you're not safe. Like anyone can break at any moment. I feel like if you do it well, it can be very entertaining to watch. It can be interesting in the moment. But when you do it poorly, it's just some like wacky girl screaming and it's kind of funny and you don't want to watch it. But yeah, I feel like the show.
10 anime death scenes on YouTube.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's pretty much a Watch Mojo video.
Hey
But
guys, did you see that video on Shiki with the tractor? It's real wacky.
wow, real wacky. But I think the show handles it well enough. But if you're not into that kind of shtick, then maybe it won't be as interesting to you. But I'm okay with it overall.
Yeah, I'm still in the camp that says don't watch this show, but it's not worth your time. But
It's
I
probably
did,
not worth
I
your
did
time.
enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not
So-
it's not a waste of time, probably.
You said about like the aesthetic of like the genre or like the type of show it is, but I want to talk about
Yeah.
like the show like actually aesthetically.
We can talk about the actual aesthetic.
Which is-
I gotta say this anime, like the character designs are good, but one thing I want to
Yeah.
highlight, and I was talking about this the other day with you, but like the hair in this anime is just mwah, like so good, dude.
It's real good.
It's
The hair is real good.
Yeah.
it doesn't have your crazy like a lot of these shows, like even Higurashi is like they're just like, oh well, what hair should we give this character? I was like, well, we'll make it pink so we can color code this character so you remember who she is, right?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
this show, it has just generally normal hair, but like it's like it's all unique in a way that's not like outlandish
I mean,
or
it's like-
crazy.
It's like, you know how they say if like you only see a silhouette of a character, you can instantly recognize it, and that's a good character
Yeah.
design. That's how I feel about this cast, except about the fucking main cast at least, because like the bad guys were all kind of similar.
I
I
think
mean-
it hits the sweet spot between being recognizable and interesting to look at, but
Who-
not being too outrageous that it takes you out.
Yeah.
Who are we considering the bad guys though?
The crazy gods who were murdering.
Because like the one girl was like short and she had like hair that puffed out a little bit, and like the girl that was with her like was tall and slender and she had these like weird little braid things.
You mean
like,
the class president?
Yeah, and the vice president.
The short one? Yeah.
They both look the same to me, except one of them had glasses.
I mean, one was really short and one was
really tall.
The vice president.
I don't know how you can mess up their silhouettes, but
yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I might, like, in your mind, you might be, like, fusing the characters together a little bit, like, and they might, like, in retrospect, they might seem similar to you, but, like, actually watching it, I don't think they are.
Yeah,
I never confused them at all. Yeah.
But, yeah. I liked it. I liked the character design. I was sitting there, like, this whole time watching this anime, and I'm sitting there, like, what does this art style remind me of? And I never found that answer. I feel like I watched this anime in a past life or something. Like,
me too, actually.
Because I'm just sitting there like, does this look like Death Note? I mean, kind of, but not really. And then it's like, does it look like what does it look like?
It looks like 2008. Like
also, I think it looks like Old Fate, kinda.
Oh yeah. Go through the fucking studio on Mal. And look at the shows they made. Like,
well, they made fucking like
fucking
Bakuno
Defrag,
and
Durarara.
Yeah, and Durarara. I guess Durarara is probably like similar as far as like,
and fucking Origaru. It's like all those shows mixed up.
Yeah, but like, is it really though? I don't think so. I feel like it's very standout.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that kind of tone of anime is something I've seen before. So like, it really makes me think of, oh man, this seems like something I've seen before.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not sure how much that's like the actual design of the show or like just the way it makes me feel. I don't know.
I mean, I was feeling like, as far as like direction, I was like feeling some Shaft vibes, man.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning where they keep panning back to this like weird CG doll thing,
this doll
statue.
Thing,
yeah.
Yeah, they tried.
And like how the dialogue was written felt very Shaft-like as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except without the puns.
Yeah, except without the obscure Japanese references that no one's gonna get unless you live in Japan.
Except if you did you, bro? Am I right?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Wait,
cool.
I had a thing about the character designs.
What? Oh, tell me about it. What do you think, Alex?
A guilty pleasure. The main girl, her hairstyle, because of fucking Mystery Girlfriend X.
Dude, I was actually gonna bring up the exact same thing.
It was so kind of cheesy. How like when she's like happy, you can actually see her eyes and stuff. In between her
I was gonna bring that up though.
Bangs that like go down to her mouth.
Dude, I was gonna reference the exact same show and the exact same point. I was gonna say that like not many shows do bangs correctly, and I think the show does a passable job on it. Like,
no, I think that is right up there with my idea on like how the hair looked. I think they executed it very well.
Yeah, these bangs look great, but like I think the golden standard for bangs is Mysterious Girlfriend X in such a way.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not Clanad?
No, it's definitely Mysterious Girlfriend X. Get the hell out of here with that shit. I'm like choosing the right time to reveal the eyes and like have one eye peek out from under, like not from under, from like have one segment of hair like peel to the side and you see someone's eyes. That's like, it's so good, and I don't know. I appreciate that they went for bangs.
Yeah. Also, I just want to note that Ame's little sister, Hikaru, is way cuter than Ame is.
Yeah, she's way cute. She's great.
Maybe it's just my thing for ponytails. I don't know.
Maybe it's just because she like immediately started stripping and was like, "All right, let's have sex."
I don't think that's why.
Okay.
Wait, that's where the girlfriend. Maybe. Oh my god, Ame is not the electromagnetic girlfriend. It's Hikaru.
Oh shit.
It all makes sense now.
Hikaru from Hikaru.
Yeah, it's him.
Oh man!
I cannot.
Now that I'm looking at it, the art style I've seen this Asta before. Like for
Okay.
real.
Yeah.
Look
Yes.
at this
But
picture.
where?
Fucking the show with starting with B with like tons of characters and the giant robot. Maybe. Hold on.
B,
Fuck,
giant
we
robot.
Hold on. I'm gonna
Bakemonogatari.
No.
Bakurano or something.
Bell.
Bakugan Battle
or-
Brawlers.
Boruto.
Bakano.
Bodacious Space Pirates.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Or Moretsu Space Pirate.
Bakurano.
Boku-
Kind of. And also NHK.
The hell is that?
Maybe.
I don't know Bokurano.
I'm
Although that
looking
kind
at
of
it
looks
now.
like the girl from I don't know. Our audience can't see this. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna edit it in, and there's gonna be fucking show notes. So
Okay,
Show notes.
okay.
Dude, I hope you're writing them because I don't.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
No,
Carol's
I'll-
real cute.
I don't know. We can do show notes.
I wish I had a militant little sister that was just, watching my back and shit.
Hell yeah,
Good.
brother.
Too bad I only have a brother instead of a sister.
Hey man, but he's like he's like an anime brother though too, because he's like aloof and not around. But you look up to him.
Did you just assume all of that? Really? Let's go with yes.
I don't know. I think I remember you saying something about your brother to me off the podcast, but I could be.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Right, this is not that similar, but like, look at NHK. It looks pretty similar.
Well, maybe the eyes, but I don't think anything else is very
Yeah,
similar.
the hair especially. The hair's more detailed in this.
Yeah.
Man, like the art style is kind of generic. It feels generic, but like the animation is great.
I don't know. Like
I
I
wouldn't
don't
call
think
it
it
great.
felt generic to me, but that's just me.
It had, I think, the faces were specifically designed so that like the eyes would the eyebrows would raise up and their eyes would go, ah! And then you can have some crazy moment. They're specifically designed to do.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
definitely.
It
It also had the show had some cool moments in general with animation, like when Juju was fighting that crazy dude in the park. That was a cool moment.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
the
in the
fight
beginning
looked
when
great.
they introduce our main character Juju Zera or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And they show him like getting into a schoolyard fight on top of the school, and that was also like
Yeah.
if
they
this
show
show like
that
had
fight, like,
actual
3
fight
times?
scenes in it, yeah, they
It'd be
flashed
okay.
back to it once or twice. But regardless, if the show like I don't know was an actual show and it had like fight scenes, that would be really, if this show had like Garden of Sinners type like
Yeah.
drama
crazy.
and mystery, God, that would be like icing on the cake. That would be so
Yeah,
good.
What did you guys think of the reveal that like they only kill when it's like when the probability of rain is over 50%?
Yeah, that's
they have
some
So
bullshit.
then have an
Yeah.
excuse to show like corpses
Nice
in the
nice
rain.
deduction.
Was-
Nice
Yeah.
scientific
I loved it,
method.
I loved it.
That would have been funny as like a red herring, where it was like, oh, we think this is right, but it's not, or even like we
Yeah.
think this is right, but it's not, but it happened to be right. That would have been funny as well, but not. It wouldn't have been good. Yeah, that was
so
real.
funny.
Yeah.
It was really ham-fisted. They really hammed it up with that one.
Right. Oh yeah, going back to Garden of Sinners. Garden of Sinners is the epitome of this kind of style. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best
But
representation.
I'm also going
Well-
back and changing my opinion that this is now completely a comedy and it's great. I want to rewatch it now.
But the show does want to be taken seriously, like you can tell.
It does. They all do. Most of them do, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say that if you know how to pick your poison, you might have some fun. You might have a few laughs.
You might have
with
some
this
fun
thing.
getting poisoned.
Yeah, if you're new to being poisoned, then you might be into it. If you're not into this kind of poison, try a different kind.
Drink water.
Did you
Drink
guys
water.
take away any morals or themes from this show?
No.
I think if there's one thing I learned from this show, it's that terrible ideologies are infectious, especially to the down and dejected.
That's definitely true. You gotta get those happiness points.
And that is the only theme that this anime puts forward at all.
Oh,
there's nothing else to learn.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't bully people at school, because like, you know, the pranks could get out of hand really fast.
Make sure you date lonely boys so they don't shoot up your high school.
Exactly. Don't stick around crazy bitches. Yeah.
Sick.
Yep.
Do we have anything else to say about this? I mean, I have notes about the sign design being like subtle and effective, but like
It was fun.
It's one of those
I
things.
didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's the goal. Like, you shouldn't notice, right? It should just be seamlessly part of the show.
Oh, I mean, I didn't notice any instance of sound design at all.
I watched it on mute, in fact.
Yeah, I just watched the whole show mute. I just read the show.
Oh wait,
I did
you guys
muted
watch
2
it?
times speed.
How did you watch it?
Muted 2 times speed and dubbed while muted.
I
Sub 1.0.
No.
I watched it sub 2 times speed.
Oh my god.
I watched it.
Was there a necessity?
Yeah.
First,
Well,
I found a
okay,
version.
okay, hold on. Hold on before you go on. I need to throw some shade on Alex, dude.
Oh yeah.
I watched the show on 2 times speed because I thought that I didn't have enough time, but then Alex rescheduled to record today. So I totally could have just like watched the show at 1 time
God
speed.
damn it! Stop feeding Noel's bad habits, Alex.
You know, on that same day, I overslept to fucking my driving lesson. I woke up and then I got a fucking call instantly. And like my teacher was already outside my house, waiting 20 minutes long.
That's
About
weird.
to leave.
I don't like
And then
that.
I
That's
fucking-
weird.
And then I fucking got up, couldn't go to the bathroom, fucking put on my shoes without socks, and fucking went for a drive.
Well, Alex, if you take away anything from this show, it'll be don't drive drunk behind the wheel while you're driving a truck and then run into a blonde-haired boy. Don't do that.
Well, he
That's
didn't
poor
get
man.
run in. He got pushed in front of the car. You can't put that on him.
Oh,
Okay. But the truck driver also died, so bad control.
Because he
Maybe.
swerved. He hard
like
yeeted to the
despawned.
right.
He should have swerved to not death.
I mean, okay. Let me driving 101 here. Okay, so normally on roads there are 2 lanes.
Yeah, you should die. That's driving one.
To the right, there is nothing but sidewalks and buildings. But to the left, there's oncoming cars.
It's actually the other way around. In Japan,
Oh, shit.
they drive on the left side.
Wait,
yeah.
but that's not how it was in the shot.
Yeah, it
No,
was.
it totally was.
It was.
Oh wait,
Yeah, it was.
Did you watch like a mirrored version on YouTube?
Did you watch it mirrored?
hold on.
Yeah.
So
So-
if okay, so the shot is from the sidewalk, right?
Yeah,
It's looking
and
at
the
the
car
characters.
was
The
the
sidewalk
right.
is to the left of the screen, right?
to the left.
No.
Yeah,
The camera
No,
was like
I
on
promise-
the sidewalk and was looking right. To the
no,
car
I
which
promise
was
it
going
was
straight.
looking to the left.
Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
I
let-
care because I think that this is an inconsistency. Hold on.
No,
It was
let me
to
clarify.
it was to the left, and when the car came, it was coming at the camera. It wasn't coming from the camera, which means that it was going
No,
the wrong way.
No. It was going the right way, and this is why it was going the right way. Because if you take consideration, let's assume that the sidewalk they were on that he got pushed off of is on the other side of the street, and you're just looking flat on at that sidewalk, right? So he's being pushed into the street, and then the camera shot in the show would be the truck is coming head on. But in actuality, if we think to the other sidewalk, the truck would come from the left. And if it comes from the left, it's coming from the left lane, which is where you're supposed to drive. So it's in the right lane. Correct.
But
lane.
the camera was like partially on the road. It wasn't just straight on.
But like you could still see the truck like in one of the lanes.
Yeah, you see it coming from the. Oh, dude.
The correct lane.
Okay. I will look after the episode, and I will put in the description who was right.
Okay, fine.
Because
I'm sure it's correct.
I adamantly believe that they messed up the road system in the show.
I don't know, man. I think
No.
they did it correctly.
Yeah, I'm with you though, as usual.
Listen here. Whatever. Do we have anything else to say about this show? I think this.
I found it.
yeah.
Hold on, I'm posting a screenshot as we speak. Hold on.
No, well, do this after the show. This is a waste
Shut
of
up.
time. What do
Who
you?
gives a shit?
I do. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this.
All right. This is one shot after the crash already happened.
Why is
Yep.
there a big play sign in the middle of it? Okay, this is after the shot, but I want to see the actual shot. I don't care, dude. I'll look at it afterwards. Let's close this up.
So I'd recommend this show for a 45 or maybe 1 hour and 30-minute fling when you just want to throw something on and have it light up the room with smiles and blood a little bit. It's okay. I wouldn't recommend it otherwise.
Yep. We were right.
Yeah.
I fucking
The
got it.
show
I gotta get a
is-
screenshot with the car on the left.
All right, episode's over. See you guys.
No.
Okay, great episode.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Wait, why the hell did we watch this?